What's up, XSM? My name is Angelo, and I am so excited to have you back with us online. Let's dive into some amazing worship with Blake Newson.
Count on one thing, the same God that never fails will not fail me now. You won't fail me now in the waiting. The same God is never late, is working all things out, working all things out. I count on one thing, the same God that never fails will not fail me now. You won't fail me now in the waiting. The same God who's never late, working all things out, working all things out. Yes, I will lift you high in the lowest valleys. Yes, I will bless your name. Oh yes, I will sing for joy when my heart is heavy all my days. Yes, I will. Oh yes, I will lift you high in the lowest valleys. Yes, I will bless your name. Oh yes, I will sing for joy when my heart is heavy all my days. Yes, I will for all my days. Yes, I will. I choose to praise, to glorify, glorify the name of all names. Nothing can stand against. I choose to praise, to glorify, glorify the name of all names. Nothing can stand against. Yes, I will lift you high in the lowest valleys. Yes, I will bless your name. Yes, I will sing for joy when my heart is heavy all my days. Yes, I will for all my days. Yes, I will. Oh, I'll praise you. I'll praise you. I'll praise you. It's my choice to give you praise. It's my choice to give you praise. It's my choice to give you praise, Jesus. It's my choice to bring you praise. It's my choice to bring you praise. I'll praise you. I'll praise you. Just give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. You can have all this world. Just give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. You can have all this world. Just give me Jesus. Give me the one my soul delights in. Give me the one whom my hope is securely found. Give me the one my soul delights in. Give me the one whom my hope is securely found. Give me the one my soul delights in. Give me the one whom my hope is securely found. Give me the one my soul delights in. Give me the one. Give me the one. Give me Jesus. You can have all this world. Just give me Jesus. You can have all this world. Just give me Jesus. Holy Spirit, rain, falling like a flood. Break upon my praise as I sing of your love. Holy Spirit, fire, burn within my soul as I call on your name. 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 Oh, Holy Spirit, burn like a fire. Oh, consume me here in your presence. Lord, I surrender to your glory, for your glory. Oh, Holy Spirit, burn like a fire. Oh, consume me here in your presence. Lord, I surrender to your glory, for your glory. Living water, river wild in me, immerse me. Your mercy, open heaven, consume me here in your presence. Lord, I surrender to your glory. Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. You can have all this world. Just give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. You can have all this world. Just give me Jesus. Jesus, we just don't want to gain the world and lose you, Jesus, as we are just returning back into things, as things are opening up. Would we just not lose focus that you are at the center of it all? You are our past, you are our present, you are our future, and we just hold on to that with firm hands, Jesus. Thank you so much. Amen.
Blake, that was some amazing worship. Guys, we only have one announcement. And it's that we will be back in person next week, June 3rd, in this, come on, in this space over here. This is the sanctuary, and this is where we will be meeting for the first 3 weeks of June. So I will see you there next week, June 7th, 7 p.m. I will see you 7 p.m. Be there. It's going to be great. We're going to worship, be social distance out. It's going to be amazing. I love you, and I'll see you there. Now, our service, podcast style. It's going to be amazing. You got 4 amazing speakers. Let's hear what they have to say.
Hey everyone, welcome to XSM. We have a fabulous conversation to be had right now. To be had. This is our awesome team here. If you don't know, which I think most of you know, but if not, this is Koopaloop. Woo woo! Cooper Hartwick.
Amen.
This is Kenzie Eisenbraun. And this right here is the lady that rocks my world.
Oh, stop.
Desiree Dawn Adams. That's right. And Desiree and I wanted to talk with Cooper and Kenzie about an important topic. We want to talk about change. Change. How many? Pennies, nickels,
dimes,
half dollars,
$1, silver dollars,
gold
coins.
We can talk about that, or we can talk about the actual topic of change we were going to talk about, which is how changes in life can be difficult, but it's important for us to push through because we're in our sermon series titled
The Future is Bright.
The Future is Bright.
The future is bright.
And in order for the future to be bright, we have to learn to embrace change. Because it's in that change that God does some really good things. So I wanted to ask the first question today, which is, how do you feel about change? Each person's different. Personalities differ. And so we're going to throw it over to Kenzie.
Hey.
Kenzie, how do you feel about change?
Honestly, I think I kind of like change. Like, it's scary at first, but then it's like, I need something to mix up my daily routine. Like, I like to have a daily routine, but then after, like, maybe a year or so, it's like, I need something different, something new.
Okay.
Keeps me on my toes, you know?
So, so you enjoyed, when breakups would happen. You'd be like, that's time for a good change.
Well, that's a bad change.
I'm talking.
It's been about a year.
So maybe
Let's just mix it up.
maybe not all changes, but in general,
Yeah.
you shift with it. You're like, okay, things are changing, and you adapt pretty quickly. You feel like.
Yeah, but even the bad changes, like, it works out for a good reason, right? So,
Yeah. Doesn't mean it's easier in the moment.
right.
Good news, CJ. She's sticking with you, all right? She's getting married.
September 19th.
That's gonna be a big change.
That will be a big change.
Yeah.
Do you think that you're ready for it?
Guess we'll find out. Yeah, I think
Living
so.
with a boy.
Yeah, I've never done that before.
Wow, that's gonna be a big change.
Yeah.
So, CJ,
Yeah,
she's
be cool.
gonna know all your habits by now.
It's true.
All right, Deb,
I heard it.
Desiree. What about you? How do you feel about change? I know the answer.
Change is not my favorite, to say the least. I really don't like change in the moment. I like consistency a lot, and I like to know what to expect. I don't like sudden changes, but I feel like I've gotten better. Maybe.
Since you married me, you kind of
Yeah.
have to deal with it. A
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah. And I feel like with what Kenzie said, like change is good in the long run. Like everything works out. But yeah, in the moment, not so much.
Even like little things.
Like what kind of little things?
Like, I don't know, if I came to your house and switched where the plates and the cups were supposed
Oh
to
yeah,
be.
no. No.
For example,
Okay.
on the wall behind our couch,
Yeah.
it is the same decorations that the person that lived there before us,
Really?
like when they sold the house to us, they left them on the wall.
They're
And
still
Desiree
there.
left them there, and I finally, I was like, we're buying something different. And she's like, but I don't want to.
I mean, they
Like,
look
she
good.
doesn't like them either.
interesting.
She doesn't like them,
Yeah.
but she was like, I don't know about this. This is a big change.
I don't change furniture. Like it just stays.
Yep.
Where there's a lot of people that like to switch furniture up just to have the change. No. It works this way. Like
Interesting.
it's good. It's good.
Don't-
It's good.
you
Don't
get,
mess
like-
with the good thing.
Do you get angry when stuff
No, probably not. But maybe frustrated sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? It doesn't make sense.
Don't fix it if it ain't broke.
Yeah.
I bet you, anyone that knows you, I bet you guys could have guessed that about her, right?
Probably,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about Kenzie. I was like, I could sense that you maybe would be down with change, but Desiree, you are an open book, babe.
Yep.
That's
I
fine.
like consistency.
All right, Coop, what about you?
I love change.
Yeah?
I'm the kind of person that Des was talking about. Where I like switch up my room every now and then, like just because I'm like this is boring. I want something new. I love change.
What about Morgan? Morgan
This
is
is my
his
girlfriend. Hi, Morgan. Love you. What's up, Morgan? Morgan, it depends. She more like smaller change, and then like bigger change, she's like real hesitant towards.
Yeah.
Whereas like big change, I'm like, it's happening, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And I just go into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I'll switch out, and it's like even like shoes or like clothes, change everything. I'll get rid of like a bunch of clothes just to buy new clothes.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Nick?
Well, I'm a mixed bag. I bet you guys would have said like, Nick, you love change and you want to change things up. Like fits my personality, and that is true. I'm all about the change, getting new clothes, changing furniture. I think the part that's difficult for me is that I desire change, but at the same time, like with bigger things, I see the value in consistency. And so, even though I want change, it's like I've been the youth pastor for 12 years, right? Like, so there's definitely been times where there's been different dreams and different things that I've been like, ooh, I could go do that. Like, ooh, ball. What's that movie?
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
It's from Up.
Squirrel.
Up,
Yeah,
yeah.
from Up.
So fun.
Right? Like, there's
Yeah.
totally been those moments where I've been like, squirrel. Like, I want to go do something else, or I want to do a different dream. And what I've done is I've packed in bigger dreams within the dream of being the youth pastor, so that I could be consistently doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing while embracing my wild spirit inside. My spirit animal that
Yeah.
wants.
That's exactly what I was picturing. I think,
This is what I look like.
yeah,
This is what she lives with.
that is true.
Plus 2 minis.
Yeah, just as
This
crazy.
has nothing to do with change, but the other night, I got on this kick where like I was doing these karate moves.
At 10:30
At 10:30 at night, we're putting the kids to bed, and I keep coming in and going, and like then I would go, good night, and I would back out of the room, and then the kids would just wait, and I'd jump back in, and I would.
That's so funny.
So she has to live with us. Okay, so
Okay.
so I know that some of you all have different like opinions. You can share in the comments. I'd be curious.
I want to know.
Yeah.
We want to know how you deal with change. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you list it? I was thinking
Love it or list it.
love it or list it.
yeah.
TV show on HGTV.
Say yes to the dress.
Yeah, say yes to the dress. Okay. But while you're doing that, I know that we all have different preferences and opinions, but I thought it'd be fun to talk about with us just different moments where we've had maybe the biggest change moment that you can think of, or a big one in your life. So, Cooper, you start this time. You start this time.
I was trying to decide between one of two stories. I'll go with the second one. Maybe I'll throw in the first one later.
Okay.
So, from third grade through graduating high school, I went to Maranatha. Shout out to my Maranatha people. Woo woo.
Shawnee Mission Northwest. Oh, sorry.
No, so I went to Maranatha, and I came in third grade, and I was with the same 35 people in my class all the way till graduation, which was super fun because it was like a big family. Like we all got to know each other super well, and like everybody liked each other. It was a lot of fun. But then, like after I graduated, I went to JCCCCC, Johnson County Community College, and basically JCCCC. But I went there, and it was a big change for me because, like, not that I am scared of making new friends, but like I had the same. But so now I had to like actively put myself out there to make new friends. But also like it was just such a different environment because like Maranatha is a Christian school, and so I got like Bible class and Bible stuff in school, and then going to JUCO, it was just so different. Like my first day there, I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, we're gonna make friends today. First day.
We'll go make some friends.
And I felt so weird. I was like,
Put on your little backpack.
Yeah,
Your
I
mom
was
take a picture of you on the front steps.
I was holding a sign that said first day of college. No. And so I went to JUCO, and I was walking through the hallways, and I was on my phone or something, and I bumped into this person, and literally they turned around, looked at me, and said, "Get the beep out the way." And I was like, "Oh!" And I was like, "Good morning."
You're not anymore.
Yeah, I was like, "You're mean." And so I like,
Not gonna be your friends.
Yeah.
But then so that was like weird. I was like, well, you're rude. And so like then I left, and I got to my class, and my first teacher gets up, and he's talking in the middle of the class. He goes, "Yeah, I don't really like teaching, but I get paid okay, so I'm here." And I was like, what is with this place? Like, why am I here? That was a big change.
That may not be every college.
No, it's not every college.
Sure.
I mean, JUCO's awesome.
JUCO's it's fun.
great.
I'm finishing up now, but like the first day was just such a shock. After that, like after the first day, I made friends with people in my class, and I still talk to some of them. And the other teachers, that teacher was just horrible, but the other teachers were nice.
That's a pretty big change, dude.
That was a big change. Yeah, it was like my first like hour. I texted my parents. I was like, "This place is so weird. I
don't like it.
Mom, you pick me up."
And JUCO's huge too.
Yeah,
It's a big
yeah.
campus
Also that
compared to Maranatha.
Maranatha has like 2 hallways and then like a bottom floor hallway, and like JUCO's like it's got like 20 some buildings now, and so I was like going from building to building.
Wow.
Which was super crazy.
All right, Kens, what you got? That's a good story.
Thank you.
That is a good story. I think the biggest change in my life was the first time that I lived by myself. Because I have 2 sisters and both my parents, so it was always a very full household. And then when I moved away, I got my own apartment, and I was like 19, 20 years old, and I was like, this is great. Like, I'm all by myself. I can do whatever I want. And I remember the first night that I moved in, it was like after church on a Wednesday, so it was like 11 o'clock by the time I got all my stuff in my apartment, and I'm sitting there on a mattress with a bunch of boxes around me.
Was the
and I'm
mattress on the ground?
It actually was.
Actually.
I hadn't put my bed together
I was
yet.
picturing like totally has no bed frame. It's on the
Nope,
ground.
it was an empty room, and I was sitting there, and I was like, well, I have no food, and I didn't want to leave the house because it was like 11 at night, and so I was like, you know what? I'm going to order a pizza, because growing up, pizza was always like, for birthday parties or special events, like we don't get it delivered, so I had Domino's deliver it to me, and I was like, I can do whatever I want now. And so the first like 2 or 3 weeks was awesome, because I'd come home, do what I want, like make my own dinner, but then after a while I realized that grocery shopping becomes a little less fun when it becomes a chore that you have to do to survive,
Touche.
or when you run out of toilet paper and there's nobody else in the house to bring you some. It's a struggle. So it was definitely probably my biggest growing experience, learning how to live by myself, but it was also really fun because it was a big change from what I was used to.
Yeah.
Did anyone else, when she said I got no food, I thought we got no food, we got no jobs, our pets' heads are falling off.
From Dumb and Dumber?
Dumb and Dumber.
Never saying it.
I knew.
I've seen that.
We
I
got
don't
no
know.
food, we got no jobs, our pets' heads are falling off.
Doesn't it like pan to the parrot in the
Yes.
got his head duct taped to it?
Never
Well,
seen
that
it.
is, yeah, seriously, like living alone, that is a pretty
Big change.
chunky change.
Chunky change.
All right. Those are some good stories.
It's great stories.
That's good. Yeah.
How about you
Deb,
guys?
what about you?
I heard it. You were trying to do the long pause, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
I try to
let's
mix
start it.
in calling her Deb and see if she notices, but
I noticed that.
Every
she
time.
gets me every time.
It's really true.
Des.
Yeah, Deb.
I heard it. So I feel like my biggest change was probably moving to Kansas from South Dakota, and then right afterwards getting married. So I feel like, I felt like I did really good with that change, even though I don't do well with change, because I was really excited, right? Like, I was excited to get married and everything that meant. I was excited to be in the same state as you, and not have to do long distance for an entire summer anymore. It was just really nice. But I felt like it was definitely different, right? Like, my family's there and all my friends, everything that I had known was up there. And so, yeah, it was just really different. Switching, getting a new job, all of that. But it was exciting all at the same time. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
it's a big one.
was a
Leaving
big
the
change.
only
Yeah.
state you knew.
Yeah.
I think she wins, guys. She wins.
Yeah,
So
it's a big change.
I don't. Yeah. For me, mine's not even that big at all. But like it's not gonna sound big to anyone else. But to me, it was like the biggest change in my life. Do you have any guesses?
Going to South Dakota State. Or going to South Dakota.
That was a big change because I felt like I was in another planet. I was like, what are these accents going like over here?
Who are you?
And
Well,
everyone
you
was
moved in
hunters
January.
and fishermen, and I was like city boy. But that wasn't actually it.
Okay, I've got to guess.
What?
When you stopped playing baseball.
Yeah, Cooper, my work wife.
Let's go.
You two are one and the same.
Yeah. it's
Yeah,
kinda
it was
creepy
like
sometimes.
it was the last day. You remember this?
Yeah.
The last day, last game playing baseball, and like walking out of the locker room, knowing I was never going to walk back into a locker room in the same way, and like be a part of the game. At the level I played at, it was like the closest I've gotten to that was playing old man softball, which is you show up 2 minutes before the game. Okay, so like showing up like 3 hours before the game, like getting ready, like having like kids ask for autographs and stuff. Like that was a big change for me. Probably I was ready for it. I think like I was ready by the time it ended, but then I was not ready. It was like I was
It
ready.
was a sad day.
I did not cry at all.
I feel like that's a lie. That's
He
definitely a
totally
lie.
Really?
I held it together until I walked out of the locker room and I saw my mom, dad, and Des were waiting there, and I just started crying, and Desiree gave me a big hug and she started crying. It was like
It's not hard to make me cry.
Look, Des is getting choked up right now. Look at her. It was a pretty sad moment. Like for me, but it was also the ironic part is that it was that moment of ending my baseball career that propelled me to come here and to be the youth pastor. And if I would have held on to that dream and that change, I could have went and played, tried out for minor league baseball. I could have went and played for the Sioux Falls Canaries or the T-Bones, right? But I let go of that dream and I embraced the change moving forward, and it brought me here. Yeah. So that kind of leads to the last question I want to ask you guys was, there are lots of students out there that are dealing with change. We just dealt with a ton of change the last 2 months. And change is difficult.
Just a little bit.
And we're going to make an announcement here about some change that's taking place. But I wanted you each to take just like a minute to encourage those out there, whether they embrace change or whether they hate change. Just encourage them with some spiritual principles or maybe a verse that we feel like lines up with that. So, let's go with Desiree first. Desiree, you get to start off. I went boom, boom, boom.
Yikes.
Unpredictable. I like change. Ooh. See? It was a test within a test. Boom.
I see what you did. And then I don't like it. I'm like, wait, you started with them.
Yeah, you know. She's like, why are you not going in the same order, Adams?
She's like, you need to stop. Stop what you're doing.
You just always start with the same person.
All right, what you got, babe?
I would say this is probably more so for myself because I feel like I've gotten better, but I still struggle. The verse that talks about worry, and just God telling us, clearly He cares about the birds and making sure that they have food. So clearly He's going to make sure that we're okay. And I feel like I'm a worrier. I feel like I've gotten a lot better, but I feel like I still worry. And so, I would just encourage you, with change, God's got it and it's okay. Yes, you can have those moments, but just trust that God has it and that it's all going to work out and not to let the worry eat at us.
Yeah.
Or take control.
Don't worry about tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
There's enough worries for today. That's what that scripture says.
Yeah.
Don't worry about tomorrow. That's really hard when change comes because we wonder what the heck is going to happen. Everything I knew is different and the unknown scares us, but God says, listen, trust in me, right? With all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And so that's good, babe. Yeah. All right.
Wait, you should mix it up. And
Who's going next?
Cooper.
You're right, Des, go again.
What? Another piece of knowledge nugget. A knowledge nugget.
What is wrong with you?
What's wrong?
Knowledge nugget.
Cooper, give us a knowledge nugget right now.
Go ahead.
One of my verses that I really like, that's been I feel like you're back on this again. One of my favorite verses that's been a life verse of mine, I don't know, for a long time, is Isaiah 55:9, which says, surely as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. And this verse has helped me, think about change a lot too, because when I see change, I usually think of change as a way a way that God's going to use me to do something else. When I went from Maranatha to JUCO, I made a lot of friends and had a lot of deep conversations with people about, spiritual stuff, where they're at, what they're doing. There's a lot of people that didn't care about God or know about God, and so me going there, God was using me to do stuff that I didn't even think about. And so when I think of change, just day-to-day life, random things, I just think don't worry about it. It's probably not my stuff. It's God probably doing something through me, even if it is buying new clothes.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, maybe not that one, but a big change, stuff like that. That's what I think of. Just don't worry about it, you know?
Yeah.
It's good. Kens?
Yeah. Basically, I was going to say kind of the same thing. Same knowledge, same nugget. But the first thing that came to my mind was how, I haven't literally gone through and counted, but I've heard that the Bible says, do not fear 365 times, which is a daily reminder.
Whoa.
To not be afraid. It's God did it on purpose. What?
Knowledge nugget.
Knowledge nugget. Bah, 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 bah. Can we put a graphic up? Knowledge nugget.
Be like explosions in the background. Angelo's judging us over here. He's off camera.
It's all good.
But he's judging us hardcore.
This is like, what did I get into?
All right, sorry, keep going.
So anyway, the Bible says to not be afraid 365 times. So that's a daily reminder. And I think that not only is that good, but it made me think of like, close to your verse, Isaiah 40, I think it's 41:10. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it says like, do not fear, for I am with you, which is just a good reminder to know that like no matter what you're going through, no matter what changes are happening, no matter where you go, like God's always there. He's got you. I mean, Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you hope in a future. So when you think about that and how God is always with you, you don't have to worry about what tomorrow's worries are or what their changes might be. So you can always lean on God for whatever you got.
Knowledge nugget.
Knowledge nugget.
Knowledge nugget. Yeah, I think what you guys all said is, I mean, just like seriously, it's profound truth that I think we need to hold on to. And it's those scriptures that when you piece them together and you look at the entirety of the Bible, you see that God has a plan from beginning to end. And sometimes the plan that is right in front of us, we can't see it as well, right? But it's sometimes when we look back, like when I look back at our path and our story, our love story, our story to bring us here to Kansas, our story to be the youth pastor here. It's one of those where I look back and I see so much more clearly the thing that seems so foggy in the moment. And so I think about the verse that says, don't look at what's behind, right? But straight forward to what's ahead and what God has for you. And as long as we cling on to the past, the same example for me with baseball, right? As long as I clung on to that, I wasn't going to be able to have what God had for me in the future.
Right.
And so, yeah. So I just want to encourage you guys with that. Change is difficult. It's challenging. It's trying. Sometimes that fogginess in the middle of the moment, it's scary because we can't see what God's doing. But God will bring clarity to the things that confuses us today. But we will see that clarity tomorrow. And so one of the things that is going to happen, I want to encourage you with that personally, but also I want to encourage you that with us as a youth ministry and as a church, because we're going to have some changes that are taking place starting next week. The first change is great. We're coming back together.
Finally.
At 7 p.m. in the sanctuary. It's going to be awesome. We're excited to worship together in a safe, somewhat social distance space. It'll be great.
It'll be really good.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm excited for that.
But also, when you come back, some other things are going to be changed. The first one being of which is that I will no longer be your youth pastor. Let that settle. 12 years, I'll no longer be your youth pastor. Now, with that, the good news is I'm just going to be changing my title. Not me. I didn't just change it because I wanted to change it. Pastor David gave me a new title. I'm now the next gen pastor here at Cross Points Church, which means that I'm in charge of birth through 18 years old, through high school. So you're not getting rid of me. I'm still here. I'm still loving XSM. I'll still be preaching, still be out here on Wednesday nights. But there is going to be another leader that is going to take over the majority of the responsibility for Wednesday night and visioning, like summer camps and fall retreats and all sorts of different stuff. And so as the next gen pastor, I've hired on an XSM director who's going to be leading the majority of the youth ministry, and that is Cooper Hardwick. Cooper Hardwick is going to be our XSM director, our youth director. Woo! Which we're excited about. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. Cooper has been serving here for like the last 3 years, as the youth assistant and then the XJ High director. And now we're broadening his role to be the XSM director. So a lot that will change there is some stuff just behind the scenes that maybe in the office work and with just him planning out everything on Wednesday nights and even on trips and stuff like that. You'll still see me. I'll still be there hanging out. But Cooper's going to be the boss now. You're going to be hanging out with him. And I just want to say this about Cooper. He absolutely loves you guys.
It's true.
And I'm excited to hand the dreaming over to him so that get some fresh blood in there.
Yeah, fresh blood.
Dream it up. Yeah. Fresh meat. You. So anyways, he's excited. Also, Kinsey and Angelo have been our youth assistants. And as the next gen director, I had the ability to change their roles and hire them on. They've been volunteering, and now they're coming on staff. Kinsey is coming on staff as our CP Kids director. Woo! So she's going to be in charge of our Sunday morning kids ministry, along with myself. I'm going to be back there in the kids ministry, and Cooper's going to be back there helping out. And we want you to come back and help out. We need volunteers. So come hang out with us. It's a party in the back. Come on back.
It'll be
It's
great.
going to be awesome. And so she's super excited about that. And then Angelo, his role now is going to be the next gen assistant. And so his role is going to stay somewhat the same, but then he's going to have bigger responsibilities as well. And so we're excited. Angela, get on Angela, get on in here. Come on. Say hi. Look at sit down. Yeah, Angelo! 6 feet here! 6 feet! You got too close to me! So anyways, we're super excited. You want to say anything really quick to your
yes,
new youth
I would love
ministry?
to. Guys, I'm so excited for this new role. I'm excited to spend some more time with you guys, hopefully to talk to you more. I think it's going to be fun. I've got lots of ideas, stuff that's going to happen. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's awesome. Kinsey, you want to say anything?
To the
Yeah,
children.
I mean, I'm excited too, and just like Nick, he's not going anywhere, and I'm not going anywhere, so I'll still be here on Wednesdays, but I really want you guys to be there on Sundays with us too. We can be one big happy family twice a week, so I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
It'll be different, but it'll be cool.
It's going to be
a good
good.
change.
Yeah, and our goal for Next Gen Ministries is not just to focus on just youth ministry or just kids ministry, but for us to take responsibility for raising up the next generation, which is that's exciting to think about, like impacting not only youth but kids as well, and that's why we want you to be a part as well. So like I said, this is big changes coming, but also not bad changes. They're great changes, and also things are going to look a little similarly as well. So we're not like blowing it all up, right? But it's going to be great. So embrace it. I want to encourage you, embrace it, move forward, love on your new leader here, and let's take a step into the future, because the future is bright!
Oh, we should have
Wait, let's try that again. You guys ready?
Are we doing?
We're going to take a step into the future, because the future is bright!
like Power Rangers.
I can't.
All right, y'all. Hey, next week we'll see you on Wednesday night in the sanctuary.
Yes. I want you guys to show up. I'm so excited to be back with you.
See you there. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.